Here we are, folks. Season 6, Tuesday night of Your Trucks here on Racers Elite Network. Your Racers Elite truck drivers are going to be here for round one of the playoffs tonight. We're going to tackle this Texas Motor Speedway track here under the lights. As always, John Ross here in the booth. I've got Russ Martin, as always, beside of me. Russ, how are you doing tonight?
Well, John, pretty excited to get this first round of the playoffs underway, especially at Texas. This is a really fast mile and a half speedway, and with these trucks, there's not much lifting needed. So, going to be excited to see what these drivers are going to be able to do here tonight.
Yeah, and we will talk through some of the changes that iRacing made. Some pretty big updates that come out a little bit earlier, Russ, for us. And I don't think that's going to affect these trucks tonight. It certainly will affect some of the road drivers and then some of these other tracks for Oval. But we are good and green here tonight, and I do believe that that these trucks are really going to be draft dependent. It's going to be a nice little fight, as it looks like we're going to have 16 drivers that are going to take the field, take the green flag tonight. And this is going to be an exciting one. As we sit right now, Blair Holloman is sitting on with the fastest time so far before qualifying.
Yeah, he didn't make it in until the very, very end of practice. Didn't put a practice lap in here at all, and currently sitting P1 on the board with a 29.443.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. As we're going to look over your point standings as they sit right now. Remember, your top 12 are above that cut line. They are in the chase. They are playing for these last four races that is going to start tonight. Brandon Honeycutt is your leader. Andrew Teft in second. Alex Teft is in third. Blair Holloman in fourth. Sean Dunaway fifth. Rowan Lloyd in sixth. Brandon is in seventh. Truth Hoke in eighth. Alex in ninth. Alex jumping into the playoffs with a fantastic ride last week at Eldora. Rob Yost right there tied. And then you've got Curtis Ecker and Philip Archibald. They are all in the playoff tonight. So what we are going to do, you will see those drivers that are going to be highlighted in red here on the tower as we get ready. And we're going to pop that tower up here in just a second. Let's see if we can hide that for us, Russ, and we are going to show this tower. As you can see, those drivers now starting to get the qualifying going. Have 2 minutes left here. Russ, if you want to give us a rundown on the laps and what we can look for.
Yeah, like we said, right now Blair Holloman's sitting on the pole, P1 there with a 29.443. But a couple of guys who were able to put in a decent lap within the fours. Rowan Lloyd sitting second currently with a 489. Philip Archibald with a 490, so got some really good laps with those guys there. And then Kirby Wainscott sitting P4 right now with Rob Yost in the top five. Looks like we got some pretty good lap times within a couple of tenths of each other, so it should make for an exciting race here tonight, John.
Yeah, and I will tell you, this track to me, Russ, in the trucks, kind of feels like a super speedway. So and we do this every week, Russ, and I will tell you, I'm going to go out on a limb tonight, and I am going to pick a driver. Sometimes I got a message last week, and they said, man, you picked me. That might be why I did not win. So hopefully the broadcaster's curse does not come back to bite somebody tonight. But I got to tell you, some of these drivers that I've seen that have really stepped up and shown a ton of speed, my pick tonight, and I know Andrew Teft in that 98 has been really dominant here, has all the momentum coming into this. You can never hold back Honeycutt, as he is going to be a driver to especially on these plate tracks. But I am going to go against both of those drivers and say your driver to beat tonight, that number 55 truck, Truth Hoke. Truth really making a late season charge, not only in trucks, but Xfinity cars with a fantastic run at a road course last week. Great run there, finishing second in the Next Gen Series Thursday. My pick tonight is going to be that 55 truck.
That's probably not a bad pick, John. He, like you said, he's got all the momentum coming in right now. He's had some really good finishes, the last three races and that. But you can't go without saying, the standard mile and a half dominators like Brandon Honeycutt and even Blair Holloman right now. Like I said, sitting P1. So those guys there, you definitely got to watch out for on these mile and a half. Brandon Honeycutt, he's sitting P10 right now, but by the end of this thing, I guarantee you that he will find his way up towards the front. He's very methodical with fuel saving, with tire management. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the favorite, and I'm going to pick Brandon Honeycutt to win this from P10.
All right. Well, listen, that is never a bad pick. And you can tell, folks, all of those people that are out there cheering these drivers on, those that are highlighted in red are your playoff drivers. We get this a lot when we go through these seasons where you've got 4 races to go. You're going to see mostly playoff drivers. And the reason you're seeing that is, one, they have something tremendous to race for. But two, some of those other drivers, if it's not a real popular track or a great track for them, they might sit those out as they don't have a whole lot to gain. Let these other drivers come out. But we have a pretty strong field here of 16 trucks are going to take the field. We do have one fast repair, plenty of tires sitting in pit road. So this is going to be a pretty fun one. And we're going to see if we can start to get our... Yep, it does look like they're going to start lining up here, Russ. So your pick, Honeycutt, I'll tell you, I believe that 55 truck is going to be a really strong one to beat here tonight, but we will not know until that green flag goes and we see what these drivers are capable of.
Yeah, like you said, this Texas Motor Speedway with these trucks, it kind of drives like a super speedway. You've got really wide corner entries. You could take it from 3 lanes up to 4, maybe even 5 trucks wide. So a lot of room on corner entry. Straightaways are like your typical mile and a half, but these trucks are going to definitely take advantage of some of that draft here tonight. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. We've got low track temp, so that means there's going to be a ton of grip out there. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this race progresses as the night goes on.
Well, I will tell you, do not sleep on this 32 truck. He is sitting on the pole tonight, 32, and then Rowan Lloyd in the 61. Philip Archibald is going to roll off third. Kirby Wainscott is in fourth. Rob Yost in fifth. And then you've got Andrew, Sean, Truth, Brandon. As you go down this line, I can tell you, as you can see them all there on the left-hand side and how they are going to roll off. I will tell you, one of the things that I'm going to look for is Alex Gates in that 77 truck. He's going to come off this green flag here in 14th position. I'm really interested to see what he's going to do with a fantastic win last week at Eldora, putting himself into this chase. 4 races to go here, Russ. You have a new second chance here, getting into that chase with a dominant win at a dirt track. Now's the time to prove yourself and continue to move up that ladder.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a couple of races this season where we've seen Alex drive from the back of the field up to the front and be a contender for a win. A couple of slight mistakes or issues that have cost him, but we'll see how he does here tonight as we take him this green flag.
And here you go, 105 laps here at Texas Motor Speedway. Blair's going to get a great jump. He's going to hop out to the lead. And it looks like he is going to take the decision to run that low line early and often. So far in this race, he is going to be up. Sean Dunaway making moves early here, Russ, as it looks like he is going to go underneath to try to pick up that 4th position. Scratch that. He's looking at 3rd.
Look at that bottom line work right now. You've got, like I said, multiple grooves earlier on. Wouldn't be surprised to see some guys try to run that high side, get some momentum on corner exit either. But right now, yeah, 0-1, making some moves.
Sean Dunaway on the move forward, already underneath of this 83 truck, trying to put himself into a podium position real early. Rowan Lloyd, your outside pole sitter, looking to follow.
Got some good battles going on towards the back of the field too. I see some 3 wide action early on lap 1 back there. So got some really good battles going on early on.
Yeah, it does look like he is going to be able to make that pass, put Sean Dunaway up into that 3rd position. Rowan is going to have to settle himself back into 4th. They are loud and proud right now. Blair Holloman now out to about a 0.6 of a second lead. Russ, he is wasting no time to get himself really amped up, moving forward with this truck. He is your pole sitter. already turning some quick lap times.
Yeah, he's just checked out so far, and I see we got a caution out here already. Looks like maybe, but I know we have some problems with Alex Stepp there at the back. We also got some problems in the number 6 in Woodward.
Yeah, we're going to go back and see. I do not show anything registering. Oh, it looks like Alex Stepp getting into the wall early. And it does look like he was able to keep that green. That might be race control, just throwing an early caution there.
The 6 is going to hit the wall here in a second.
Yeah, I believe we missed that there on the scoring pylon for some reason.
I saw the 6 getting sideways, and I think he hit the inside wall, or he shot back up to the outside wall. But yeah, there was kind of 2 incidents right there.
All right, it does look like Blair Holloman is going to choose to come down pit road all ready for this race. Now, this must be, this has to be a fuel play here, Russ, as he is going to early taking that lead about 0.6 of a second up. Looks like he's going to choose to come down pit road right now. I would assume he's going to top off. We're going to stick right here, folks, because I want to see if he's going to change tires or if he's just going to get some fuel and put that 32 truck back out on the speedway.
Might not be a bad idea. I see he's taking at least right.
Sean Dunaway's down. Andrew Teff. Yeah, looks like Rowan Lloyd is going to stay out. Rob Yost is going to stay out as well. So this is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like a lot of those guys took fuel only, but Blair choosing to take right side tires only. Interesting pit strategies here early on, John.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how this is going to play out here, Russ, because it's not a bad strategy always to have nice fresh tires. Only having about 3 to 4 good heat cycle laps on your tires under green. I don't think that there's a whole lot of wear there, especially when you're going to pace around for about 2 laps, maybe even 3 laps. However, if that's really where he believes that it's, that this tire wear is that important, that's why he's coming in. Never hurts to get a little bit of fuel, but that also is going to put him back. Andrew Teff is going to come down again. He's going to top off again. So this has to be a fuel strategy call by these drivers.
Yeah, I would say that would be that would be the call there. Keep as much fuel in this truck as you can in case you do get a long green flag run, then you'll be able to outpace some guys longer.
Again, folks, if you're just tuning in with us, those drivers that are highlighted in red are your chase drivers. This is round 1 of the chase here at Texas Motor Speedway on Tuesday nights here at the Racers Elite Network. And we are looking at these trucks a pace around this track under caution. Looks like Alex Teff with a little bit of issue early on. He does have a fast repair, but he is also one of your chase drivers. He is going to come down, get that fast repair done. It does look like Andrew Teff going to top off on fuel and take a line to the back of this track, as it looks like now the lights are off on this pace truck. We're going to go back green here, Russ, with about 8 laps into this 105 lap race.
Yeah, Philip Archibald and Rowan Lloyd, they're deciding to stay out. Archibald, he's gonna get a bonus point for leading laps, even though it's under caution, which he's a playoff driver. So playoffs mean every point counts. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see the difference in speed, see if there's much of a difference between guys who decided to not come down and guys who did decide to come down.
Well, here goes that truck turning down pit road. You can see Philip Archibald bringing them to the green. He can start in the Skyco restart zone, and there he goes. 8 laps in so far. Philip with a fantastic jump. Again, hopping out a little bit early. That bottom line, Russ, really looks like it's taking a nice jump on these restarts. That bottom line is going to be the place to be, I believe, all night long on these restarts.
Absolutely. And, everything you got to watch out for is corner exits. We got a nice little track here right now. It's looking at about 70-degree track temp. So, these restarts, you can be a little squirrely running the bottom of the track. Right now, yeah, it seems to be like the fastest way around here.
And there you have it. Philip Archibald still your leader right now. We have just battles everywhere. Blair Holloman now looking to the low side, taking right side tires under that caution, looking underneath of the 61 truck. He wants to continue to move up, and he is going to put himself in a position to be right behind Sean Dunaway in third. So put that driver already back up to fourth here, Russ, after taking 2 tires and topping off on fuel.
And now he's looking down to the inside, looking to battle P3 here. He's on the move early with those 2 right side tires. Might have been a good choice for them to come out and get some tires.
Well, he is not wasting any time as he is all over this Hello Kitty 01 pink truck here of Sean Dunaway. Those right tires really starting to come into play for him, as now Sean is going to start pushing on Rob Yost in the 83 truck. And he is looking underneath of Rob here for second place. So throw a blanket under these 3 drivers, as this is second, third, and fourth position here battling early on in this race.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Blair try to take this 3 wide here in 3 and 4. Looks like Rob's going to get to the bottom nice and easy, but got a great battle going on for P2.
Looks like Blair Holloman able to take the outside line. He is going to make that pass happen. So put Blair up to third. Blair is going to be already on the attack here now, going high past Sean, now diving underneath of Rob. Put this driver up to second position. Looks like Rob's just going to kind of let him go here, Russ. Settle into third and try to save a little tire.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea. We had a little bit of excitement there to start this race. And, I'm sure these guys are going to settle down here just a little bit. So maybe not a bad idea to save a little bit of tire in anticipation of a long green flag run right here.
And I will tell you, all of these drivers just really on top of each other as we're going to go through this field. Brandon, it looks like, let me see if we can pop up this battle box. And you can see there, folks, for all of those people we are going to highlight, Brandon, he is going to be in 6th position. He is up 3 spots already, but don't look now. The gentleman that we talk about almost every race here, Russ, as he starts in the back and works his way forward, is Alex Gates. Fantastic win there at Eldora. We talked about him right before the green flag drop, where we said, hey, man, this might be the driver to look out for because he's got some momentum coming in. Take that momentum and put him in 7th place right now, and he is out in front here of Brandon Honeycutt.
Yeah, making moves, making them early on, working his way to the front. Now, something I just noticed is we have had a change for the lead. Blair Holloman has gotten by Philip Archibald and is now taking over the P1 spot here.
Let's see if we can go back and take a look at how that pass happened. Looks like Blair just a great run off of 4, able to get beside him, is going to chase him down into 1. Philip, not a whole lot he can do there. It does look like Blair has found something here, Russ, where he is on that loud pedal, and I'm not certain anybody can run him down. He is looking extremely strong in the early runnings of this race.
Yeah, I mean, we're only 16 laps into 105 laps, and like we said, Blair came down, got those 2 right side tires, and other guys were just taking fuel. Maybe the tires are going to be that important of a thing because he's been able to work his way right back up to the front of this field in a matter of a few laps.
Yeah, Julia out there in YouTube saying, let's go Lovely in the number 43. I can tell you, Julia, Alex having a little bit of trouble early, but right now sitting in that 10th position doing a fantastic job. Is now you can see Rowan Lloyd starting to work on the outside here of the 83 truck. Rob Yost starting on that outside line after that restart, starting to fall back just a little bit. Sean Dunaway getting past. We know Blair Holloman got past. Now Rowan Lloyd. Brandon Sanfilippo right behind him. I believe he's going to follow Rowan Lloyd through.
Yeah, I wonder if Rob's not just trying to save some tire, but like I said earlier too, the high side may come in later in this race, and you get really good runs coming off the corner run. You run in the middle of the upper lines, so maybe that line start to come in a little sooner than I thought it would.
Yeah, we are on board now with the 61 truck. Just really seeing, I can tell you right now, there is not a lift here, Russ, at all. These drivers flat-footed around this track. Let's see if he lifts a little. Yeah, he is going to lift off on the entry to 1, but I believe he is wide open in 3 and 4. Yeah, he is going to stay, just a little lift off just to get that car to set, that truck just to really set on the right rear tire, powering off. So doing a great job here in 4th position.
Yeah, like I said, there's tracks with these trucks that kind of runs like a super speedway, and I knew there wasn't going to be much lift at all, and that just showed it right there.
The fight is on now. Brandon looking underneath of this 61 truck. He wants 4th spot. This is your tightest battle here. We do have some other battles here on the track, but this is for 4th. The 61 truck staying on that high side, getting some great runs. It does look like the 12 truck is going to be able to get underneath of him and make that pass happen. So put Brandon Sanfilippo up to 4th. Another great run by this driver. Alex Case not too far behind. It won't be long before he's going to start pressuring him, but we've got another battle is now Rob Yost in that 83 truck continuing to fall back as it looks like Honeycutt's able to get by. Alex Tefnow is going to be looking. Truth Hoke is going to be looking at the outside of this driver.
I'm wondering if these guys have a bounce up in that middle to upper lane, because Rob keeps running the bottom of the track there, and he just keeps getting left by the wayside. So I have a feeling that middle lane's starting to come in now.
Yeah, I agree. It does look like that possibly. And as you can see now, Truth just going to be hanging on that outside quarter panel. I think Rob trying to save those tires. I'm not sure if that's able to happen for him right now. As now he's going to come under fire from Curtis Ecker. So Rob continuing to fall back here. Now remember, Russ, he was one of those drivers that did not pit. But I will tell you, the driver that looks like he has found something is this 32 truck, this Matco Tools truck of Blair Holloman, finding some speed here, fast and early, out to a 2.2 second lead over the 99 truck of Philip Archibald. Man, he has got something to prove tonight, and he has come out to make a statement.
I said, playoffs on, boys. I'm coming for you. He is just checking out at this point.
Yeah, great job by this driver so far now. 2.46 seconds up on your second place driver. Let's continue to go back through the field as we can look and see that there is a fight here for the position under Andrew Teft. Andrew Teft getting by Paul. These drivers about 6.5 seconds behind your leader. But put Andrew Teft up to 12th. Now, remember, Andrew was one of those drivers that come in earlier, topped off there with about 1 to go. So he could potentially be playing some form of a pit strategy game here tonight.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what the estimated fuel run is going to be. Because we know that these guys run, I believe it's a 75% fuel load. So we know they're going to have to get at least one top. Interesting to know what the estimated lap count for a fuel run is to see what it was that these guys that came in to top off on fuel early on were planning.
Yeah, we're going to find that out pretty soon as Blair Holloman continue to lead, now up 2.8 seconds over your second place driver. This battle is going to wage on here between Paul and Andrew as they are going to squabble here over second place or 12th place, as it looks like now Curtis Ecker able to make a move here on Rob Yost, put this driver up another position. This is a playoff driver. Both of these drivers in the playoffs. Curtis Ecker moving forward. Rob Yost now falling back yet again. It might be time for him to start looking here, Russ, as it seems like that truck with the older tires really starting to fall off of the pace.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps losing positions every lap. And, I'm not sure, like I said, if his tires are falling off or if he's just trying to save. Because, I mean, some of these guys are going by him. They didn't take tires at that first stop either. So kind of interesting to see what's going to happen here. Right
Hu-
now, the top 12, all playoff drivers.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That tells you really what's going to happen here with 4 races to go. This is going to be a nail biter, push and shove, get everything you can. As you can see, a heartbreak as we look at Kirby Wayne Scott. Kirby with a heartbreak kind of loss last week, bumping himself out. He was above that cut line, Russ, going into El Duro. And Alex able to get the win there. That is the one thing that Kirby did not need was Alex Gates picking up that win. He did that, bumped Kirby Wayne Scott out. Really proud of this driver coming back in this 10 truck, being out here tonight, racing with these drivers, continuing on with this season. Part of Chicken Coop Racing, but man, that's got to be heartbreaking just to barely miss the playoffs here in season 6.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those situations of, just everything that had to go wrong for you went wrong that night. We've seen it time and time again with this playoff format in real life. With drivers sneaking wins off and locking themselves into the playoffs, and that's exactly what Alex was able to do with himself last week at Eldora. Showing that he's got that dirt skill and the ability to take advantage of the one dirt race this season to lock himself into the playoffs here.
We're going to go right back up front here, Russ, as it looks like Blair Holloman now stretching this thing out to 3.62 seconds. Let's go on board with Blair. I just want to get a good sense of how Blair is really running this track, as he has found a line that is just absolutely dominating this racetrack. You can see him taking kind of a later entry, getting himself right down to that white line. 3.8 seconds. He is a couple of tenths a lap faster than your second place driver now of Sean Dunaway, able to get around Philip Archibald. But it looks like, Russ, he has just kind of settled in. You can see that steering wheel not moving a whole lot, which means he's not putting a lot of wear on that right front or even that right rear. A little bit of wheel here, as it looks like he might have took that turn just a little shallow and a little sharp, having to put a little extra wheel in there. But overall, I think just really smooth on the wheel, as he's going to pick up another 2/10 off of your second place driver.
Yeah, I was going to mention the same thing. I'm sitting here watching it. You see his wheel barely moving as he's going through the corner, which is really saving his tires going through these corners. So he's setting the truck up for these corners great, and as little input as you can put in there, that's really going to help your tires in the long run.
Sean Dunaway, one of your drivers to watch out for in these last 4 races, now up to second position. Brandon is going to be in third right now, but your driver that you picked earlier on in this race, as you can see, already up, as it does look like now. It's a little bit of pit strategy. Brandon going to come down the pit, so this is 35 laps in. I would assume if he's going to cut this, he's going to go 70 laps and then another 35. So he is going to try to 2-stop this race. So certainly Andrew Teft with a different type of strategy, as Brandon is going to come in early. And I believe that Blair has the right strategy here, Russ. Stay out. If you have such a big lead, Brandon coming in is not going to affect you a whole lot. Just stay out here and just wait. And when that next driver comes in, that second place driver, maybe you pit then.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 4 drivers on pit road right now with Brandon Sanfilippo, Philip Archibald, Roland Lloyd, Bob Yost, all down pit road making their first stops of the race. So, yeah, I mean, it may not have been a bad idea for Andrew to take that extra little bit of fuel and be able to stay out just a little bit longer.
My pick for tonight, Truth Hoken at 55, trying to make a move underneath of Alex. These drivers still racing like they're not going to have to 2-stop this race. Brandon Honeycutt not too far in front of Truth. Truth hugging that white line. Brandon a little up about that mid lane. Alex running that top lane. So you can really see here at Texas, the 3 predominant lanes able to carry a ton of speed. Alex able to hang on the back left quarter panel of Truth. But overall here, Russ, this is a tight battle. As you can see, 3rd, 4th, and 5th just clawing it out.
38 laps in, and we still got a lot of time, a lot of laps left. We got pit stops to make, but man, we want to make some moves, and we want to make them now.
As you can see, Alex is going to tuck right in behind Truth. Truth not letting Brandon go too far out in front of him. All three of these drivers able to hang on to the draft here in these trucks. You do have now your leader of Blair has come into pit. That is going to turn this lead over to this driver right here. Truth Hoke, he is looking for a lap to lead. Brandon's going to have a lap led. He's going to get those bonus points here in the chase. So valuable to be able to get those. In Truth is eyeing that. He wants one of those laps to lead because he wants those points as well.
Yeah, we've had, our leader come in. He came down. Then here we go. Here comes Brandon. Here comes Truth. I was just going to say, how much longer are these other guys going to stay out?
So here you go. So if we look at that, that is going to allow these two drivers, Alex and Andrew, are going to stay out. Alex, I do not believe he came in and topped off. I do know that Andrew did. So I'm not sure if Andrew is going to try to cut this. I don't believe he can cut this in half. You can see Blair Holloman right behind Andrew Teft. And that is going to get Blair's lap back. And he is going to have fresh tires and a full tank, because now you can see him come in. So I don't believe he's going to make it. He's going to be able to go 40, 80, and then probably 25 if he were to cut this in equal stints here based on fuel.
Yeah, I mean, that first caution came out, 5 laps into this race. So these guys have gone 35. On this run, so yeah, it's a two-stop race no matter what. So yeah, some guys are going to be 5 laps longer than the others, but see how it plays out in the end. See if we get any more flags of a certain color that's going to might change this whole strategy up.
Blair Holloman now taking back your lead, but I will tell you, do not look now, Russ. Right behind him, Brandon Sanfilippo has been able to get in and off of pit road in a fantastic fashion. He now only 0.7 of a second behind your race leader here of Holloman. So this is as close as somebody has been to Blair under green flag conditions. I'm going to be very interested to see how this 12 truck is going to be able to hang with this 32, because this 32 is on a mission tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And when he came down pit road, he had over a 3-second lead. Now after pit stops, and, 7 and about 3/4 of a second, now out in front of Brandon. So he either had a really bad pit stop, or Brandon had a really good pit stop to be able to make up over 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, Andrew on and off, got a couple of laps of fresh tires in the bank. Now Curtis Ecker right behind Andrew. Curtis in 11th, Andrew now in 10th. I would look for this 98 truck to be able to start moving his way forward now with the fresher tires of these two trucks and playing a little bit of fuel strategy. And that's not a bad idea, because if you can stay out here, he's probably going to, if this thing stays green, I would assume, Russ, he's going to come in at about 70 like everyone else is, and try to make that last 35 laps as fast of a run as possible.
Or maybe he's thinking, I want 5-lap fresher tires at the end of this thing, and maybe give himself a strong run to try to work his way to the front with fresher tires. But like I said, pit strategy is always a fickle thing. You never really know what people are thinking, so it'll be interesting to see how everything plays out.
The march forward for Truth Hope continues, as he is now going to get by this 83 truck of Rob Yost, put Truth up to 6th position as he continues to work his way forward. And as we look here at Blair not able to get away from Brandon as easy as he was earlier on in this race. So maybe Blair saving a little tire, maybe Brandon saving a little bit on that first stint to really come out here and put some pressure on this 32 truck a little bit later on in this race, as it looks like he is going to stay right behind him now, only half a second behind, as he is stuck in that draft of this 32 truck, just following him around this racetrack.
Yeah, well, as fast as Blair was able to extend his lead early on in this run up to 3 seconds, it really wouldn't surprise me if he was trying to save a little bit of tire, because he knows that he has the ability to manage a lead. So yeah, he very well may be trying to save just a little bit of tire, which is keeping Brandon Sanfilippo in this race.
Yeah, and I will tell you, he's going to have to do something because this 12 truck is looking very, very hungry right behind him. And not too far behind both of these drivers, about a second and a half, is Philip Archibald. Philip, I think, Russ, with a fantastic run tonight. Normally, this driver, very, very strong, but he has chosen to come out tonight, put himself up front, near the front here in qualifying. And now running in your third position with a couple of second lead over Sean Dunaway. This driver doing a fantastic job in that Red Bull truck.
Yeah, got the lead early on when Blair and Andrew decided to come down pit road there, and he's been able to hang out up front this whole race. It's I wonder if maybe he had an extra Red Bull before the race started.
Maybe he did, but I will tell you the 77 truck of Alex Gates on the march forward. As we saw earlier on in that other stint, Rob Yost starting to slip back now. As you can see, Alex Gates now making that pass. Alex Teff not too far behind Rob. As it looks, oh, and Rob is going to get in the wall, so he is battling an extremely tight condition. I think that is going to allow Alex to definitely get the momentum in the run here.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rob got that dreaded "you've got wheel damage" message after hitting the wall right there, because that was a pretty good look.
Does look like that truck might be okay. I don't see a whole lot of scrapes there, which is very interesting, but now you can see he's starting to fall back to Andrew Teft here, as Andrew is now going to try to battle him for the 9th position. So this 83 truck looks like it has some really great fire-off speed, but starts to struggle on these later runs with a really tight right front tire. And he has got that tire hot.
Yeah, I was going to say, we thought maybe he was trying to save tire early on, but it really looks like he is fighting that truck tonight, because he, once again, he's starting to lose more and more positions as these laps wind down.
Yeah, it looks like Curtis Ecker really on the back end of this truck, because now we're going to go 3 wide. The 6th truck of Trevor Woodward was looking to the outside. Curtis said, no, I'm a playoff driver. Back off a little bit and let me get by this other driver. Now Trevor's going to be underneath of him. The 83 truck just kind of in no man's land with some really hot right front and right rear tires. Not able to get off of that turn. Made a bit of a mess, but we're going to go back up here up front, because I can tell you, Russ, this 32 truck not able to get away from Brandon Sanfilippo. This only a 0.4 of a second lead now.
Yeah, Brandon able to keep right there with him and make sure he keeps him honest. That's for sure. We see Sean Dunaway starting to catch up to Philip Archibald for P3 here.
Yeah, it looks like last lap, Sean, your fastest truck out here on the track. At a 30.32. Let's see if we can go to your last lap times. You can see it shows a 30.31. Really quick lap time for this driver here in 3rd position. He has saved some tire, and it looks like now he is on the march forward. A couple of seconds behind Brandon and Blair. But with those kind of lap times, it will not take him long. Now, remember, we probably have about 16 laps to go before you see these drivers come back down pit road to make that last and final pit stop here before we get to lap 105.
Yeah, just past halfway. We got that one more pit stop there, and yeah, these guys are just hanging it out, waiting for that next pit stop to see what they're going to do here at the end of this.
As you can see, Trevor now starting to put some pressure on Curtis Ecker. These two Dell Junior Scheme trucks going at it. We're going to go right back up here, too, as it looks like now we have just a 3-truck battle. Alex Teft, Alex Gates, Andrew Teft, all kind of in a Congo line here, trying to fight this thing out for 7th position. Looks like Alex is in 6th, and Alex Gates in 7th, and Andrew Teft in 8th. So Andrew's certainly on that march forward with those fresher tires than everyone else.
Now Alex Gates right now in the middle of a test sandwich. He's trying to do everything he can, I think, to get in front of Alex there, but like you said, Andrew, with those pressure tires, he might try to make a say of this.
That lead up front, you can see now still just half a second between Blair Holloman and Brandon Sanfilippo, as this is your closest battle. Now, Andrew, starting to take a low line, is going to be able to get underneath of this 77 truck. 77, I believe, is going to try to look to the outside of the 43. No, it looks like he's going to back off, allow Andrew to make that pass, put that driver up now to 7th position. Now looking on the back end of this Home Depot truck, and he wants 6th.
Yeah, he's gonna fight Alex here. He wants that spot. He wants to move forward. So look out, brother.
This battle for the lead continuing, and not only continuing, but starting to get a little hotter. As you can see, Blair having to push up just a little bit in that turn, coming down really low on that turn. I'm not sure what the plan is there, but able to get a nice little drive in here to 3, but that's going to tighten this lead up as this 12 truck has now found an extra gear, starting to run down your leader.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Blair was trying to run a defensive line down the straightaway, on the backstretch there, trying to, hey, if you're going to get by me, you're going to have to do it on the high side, which around here is definitely a possibility. So wouldn't necessarily leave the entire upper lane open. There's a lot of speed coming off the corner up high.
We're going to go right back here to this 3-truck battle. As now looks like Andrew Teft able to get around Alex Teft. Alex Gates is going to be right behind Alex Teft. I do believe that that Gates in that 77 truck just a little bit quicker than this Home Depot truck. However, I do think that Andrew Teft setting a really strong pace here with the fresher tires is going to be able to pull away from those two, as it looks like we're going to go back up here and take a look. Brandon Sanfilippo now able to make that pass. We're going to go back, take a look at this pass for the first place. Again,
looks like he got it done on the high side, just like you said.
Yeah, Blair just coming off super low there on the exit of 2. I'm not certain what the plan is to not allow that truck to wash up to the top, but he feels comfortable running that line, and that's allowed Brandon to get by, put that 12 truck up front now, 61 laps of 105.
Yeah, Brandon started to stretch it out up to already over 0.4 of a second.
That driver found something as this battle is going to wage on now. It looks like Alex Teft starting to fight back with Andrew, finding some speed here. Alex right behind these 2 drivers, probably hoping they'll go side by side so he can find a way around. All 3 of these drivers really fighting. You can see the 3 different lanes. Alex Teft in the 77 super low, hugging that white line. 43 truck about middle line, 98 truck up on the high side. This is great racing here around Texas, Russ.
Yeah, I was gonna say, looks like maybe the 98 tires have started to kind of equalize, because he hasn't really been able to drive away from Alex or Alex. Just getting by him.
Yeah, it looks like Andrew able to make that pass, but like you just said, the Alexes have been able to stick on the back bumper, but don't look down because Rowan Lloyd coming up. Let's see, Rowan, a couple of laps down. Somehow we missed what happened to Rowan Lloyd, but he is in 16th position, minus 2 laps. Not sure if maybe he got a speeding penalty. I don't show a wreck for him on pit road, but he's coming up with some fresher tires.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think there might have been a couple of penalties, because we see Brandon Honeycutt back there, P14, when he came down for his pit stop, and he's still a lap down. So I'm thinking he might have gotten a pass through as well, which is unfortunate for my pick. But.
Well, I will tell you, there are fireworks here at the front of this race. Brandon now able to stretch this out now to about a 0.6 of a second lead over Blair Holloman. Blair is just so dominant on that first stint. Didn't look like any truck was able to touch him, but this 12 truck, I mean, is hugging that white line. Russ, and I can tell you, anytime you're running these and you're running oval, the closer you can come to that white line, the more you're going to save tires. But don't look now, Blair Holloman not allowing this driver to go anywhere, as he is going to start closing back in, only a couple tenths of a second behind.
Yeah, we saw Brandon get by him, and then he kind of checked out there a little bit. But we see, Blair's not giving up. I'm just wondering if there's some kind of a higher strategy that's being in play here, or right now with Brandon, because now we see him stretching it out just a little bit again. Could be possible it could just be a tire strategy being played right there, but.
Early pit stop for this truck, as it looks like Philip Archibald going to come down pit road, and he's going to try to short pit everybody and go 38 laps to the end of this thing. I don't think that's going to be a problem for him, but the tire wear is certainly going to be a problem. He's going to try to jump out in front, hope for maybe these drivers fighting with each other, and he is going to come down and get that pit stop done. As we're going to go back up here, there is another pass for the lead, as Brandon Sanfilippo now coming down pit road, and he looks like he's going to try to get about 36 laps to that checkered flag.
Coming in about 2 laps sooner than what we thought he would. We were figuring about lap 70, so this is 68, about 2 laps. But yeah, these guys should be able to make it to the end from here, I would think. Don't look now, but your pick for tonight, Truth, is running P2 right now.
As you can see now, the two Tefs starting to fight each other. Andrew, Alex, nose to tail. They're going to go after it. I believe Andrew's going to have a little bit better fuel. Now, we are 71 laps in here, Russ. It looks like, we've got a lot of different pit strategies. We've got Brandon Sanfilippo already down pit road. Blair Holloman staying out. Truth Hope now.
Oh, we got a caution.
Oh, and it looks like it's going to be Blair Holloman. Is this coming down pit road, getting loose on the apron? Oh, and there it is.
Before, yeah, I said we've seen it many times before. Man.
Just a small little bump, trying to get the most that he could down pit road. And I will tell you, that's one of the reasons why, just personally, I try to just keep it safe coming down pit road. It doesn't look like there's a lot of damage at all on that 32 truck, but man, I mean, early on, the strongest truck that I would say out there, just making one of those small little mistakes that you don't want to see. But I will tell you, Andrew, Alex Gates, able to stay out. Trevor Woodward staying out. Paul Shaw staying out. Curtis Ecker staying out. Now coming down pit road, these drivers will be able to get a wave around. All of these drivers one lap down, and that's Brandon, Sean, Phillip, Brandon Honeycutt. However, they're going to be on older tires.
Yeah, this totally just changed the entire status of this race. We were having those green flag pit stops. Some guys came down, some haven't, and then we get a caution. And all those drivers who have come down already, they're good to go. You just got to get the wave around, and now these lead lap trucks, they get to come down, and they're going to have just a couple of lap fresher tires. So that just completely changed the entire trajectory of this race.
Man, it really has, and I do believe that that's why Andrew, choosing to come down and pit earlier on in this race, everybody is going to be able to make this thing from now until the checkered flag. So I do think that you're going to see Blair, and it looks like Blair's going to stay out. And I do think that he's going to get a wave around. He actually might get a pass through, and these other drivers having to come around. The other ones are going to get a wave around. That's going to put Andrew Tefton at 98 in first. Alex is going to be in second. Alex Gates in third. Curtis Ecker in fourth. As you can see, all of these drivers going around Blair Holloman, as he's going to have to take a back seat to this race now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to start from the back of this field, it looks like, and yeah, see if he can get his way back up there.
Well, as it looks like this thing is going to reset, all of these drivers that are right in front of Andrew Tefton at 98 truck, they're going to take the wave around. Rowan Lloyd, Sean Dunaway, Rob Yost, they're going to all come back around and give that lead back over to the 98 truck, as now this is played right into the hand of Andrew Teft and Alex Teft.
We've got the Teft boys gonna bring this field back to green.
Lights off on that pace truck, and it looks like we are going to be set up for a really nice 30-lap sprint here to the end of this race. As we get this thing reset, all of those drivers there that you can see highlighted in red on the left-hand side are your playoff drivers. All those other drivers, non-playoff drivers, but this has been kind of a magic ball shakeup of a race as we have a late race caution. Blair Holloman getting a little bit loose there on the apron, bringing out that caution going down pit road, has put him behind some of these drivers and in seventh. That turns this over to these two, Alex Teft and Andrew Teft, and these drivers coming now to the green flag. As you can see here, Russ, we're going to grab that green flag out of the bin. Pace truck is down. Andrew's going to bring them inside of this Geico restart zone. And there we go. Andrew Teft with a very nice restart. And we were just going to take a quick ride along with Andrew. We're going to be silent for just a few laps, folks, as you watch these trucks navigate this Texas Motor Speedway. Man, this race not giving up. Andrew and Alex leading this race. It looks like Alex Gates is going to be on the outside. Curtis Eckert now starting to fight his way onto the podium as he is going to look underneath of Alex Gates here for the third position. He is on that bottom line with a head of steam. Brandon Sanfilippo now starting to come back. He is already up to sixth spot here, Russ, as these drivers fighting for every square inch that they can get of this racetrack.
Yeah, we're under 30 laps to go, approaching 25 to go, and everybody's got them. We got them fresh tires. It's time to get ourselves back up front.
This thing is getting warmed up now, folks. Just like Russ said, we're going to be really quick here to 25 to go. Sean Dunaway looking underneath Philip Archibald in the back. We've got Trevor Woodward looking underneath of that 77 truck of Alex Gates. Alex starting to fade just a little bit. Pop Curtis Ecker up into your top three. Brandon Honeycutt now with new life starting to fight his way back. He is still a lap down, just fighting for that lucky dog. Your leader before this caution come out, Brandon, now looking underneath the 77 truck. As it looks like Holloman is still mired back in about 12th position. That was your leader early on. This thing has flipped on its head as now Alex Teff's starting to chew on the rear end of this 98 truck. Curtis Ecker now on the back end of Alex Teff. My goodness, Russ, this is coming down to a fantastic race.
Yeah, then you've got Trevor Woodward right there in P4. He is not a playoff driver, and he is looking to play spoiler in this playoff race.
It looks like Brandon looking at the back end of Trevor Woodward in that 6 truck. One of your fastest trucks so far tonight, getting caught up in that caution, and I mean caught up by being down pit lane and having to take a wave around, having to start further back in this field. Now finding his way all the way up to the 5th position, Trevor in 4th. This race for the lead not stopped. Andrew, Alex, Curtis Ecker, all underneath of a blanket, just scratching and clawing for every square inch that they can get of these trucks here at Texas Motor Speedway. As now Alex looks like he is trying to get some clean air on that nose, get a lot of downforce earlier on in these turns. It's able to make him get a great run off, as now you can see he's going to start peeking to the outside. And Russ, this 43 truck is renowned for being so great on restarts and really putting that gas pedal down when it matters, and now it matters.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not afraid to stick his nose somewhere where it shouldn't go on a restart. And he's found himself up here at P2 right now, trying to take a peek on Andrew here, trying to break that little bit of that dirty air, it looks like, but he keeps going up there to the high side. I think he's going to have to make that pass on the outside if he's going to go for it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw away all of the science here, Russ, as you say, man, I got 21 laps to go. I want to win this thing. I want to come out on top. First race of the playoffs in the trucks here at Texas Motor Speedway. Russ, what more can you want? 21 laps to go. We are nose to tail. First 3 spots. Brandon Sanfilippo now starting to work on the back end of Trevor Woodward. And I believe he is going to start looking underneath of this truck. Alex Gates not going anywhere. Oh, what a great turn out of 2 from Brandon. He's going to get underneath his Honeycutt, now getting loose, going to allow Sean Dunaway around.
Yeah, Brandon Sanfilippo looking to the inside there. Trevor Woodward for P4 saying, hey, I want to get a part of this battle. I want to have my shot at winning this thing.
Trevor doing what he can. Like you said, he wants to play spoiler, not able to hold Brandon back. He's going to get that pass done. Now he's going to start setting his sights on Curtis Ecker there in the 3rd position. Curtis, one of the most animated, dramatic drivers that we have here in the very best way at Racers Elite, wanting to do the very best that he can. We have not interviewed that driver, and he has been oh so close so many times to be 18 laps away here in the trucks and in the playoffs, Russ. This has got to be the drive of his life right now.
Yeah, looking to make a statement in the first race of the playoffs, saying, hey, I made it in. Now I got to work my, I want to work my way up towards the front of these standings and fight for a championship here.
And you know, Brandon Sanfilippo, he is going to be very calm, very reserved, as it looks like now Curtis Ecker starting to lose a little ground to the back end of Alex Teff. But San Filippo in that number 12 truck starting to close in on the back end of Curtis. He's going to take that higher line to get a better run off of that turn. The anxiety is high for all 6 of these drivers, 2, 4, 6, all in a line battling for your win. Now with 16 laps to go, I think Andrew's sitting back trying to save tire. Alex trying to get that lead. It's going to be a clean air battle. Curtis Eckert now starting to fall back just a little bit off of these top 2.
Don't look now, but it looks like Alex Gates has gotten to the back bumper of Brandon Sanfilippo back there and trying to make himself known and saying, hey, I want a piece of this too.
Yeah, Alex, another playoff driver. We talked about him earlier, being able to make his run into this playoff by a fantastic win last race here at Eldora Speedway. And now as you look, this 43 truck getting all over the 98 for first place. 98, 43 brothers fighting it out. Alex and Andrew Teft for a share of this lead with 14 laps to go.
And I think Alex might be just sitting back there saying, all right, I think I got you sized up. I'm just going to wait to make my move a little bit later in this race. Keeps speaking to that high side on corner entry, and he keeps pulling it right back down. I think he's playing some games with Andrew right now.
Whatever games those two are playing, they better get done with it quick, as now the A truck of Curtis Eckert able to come right back into line. The last thing Alex wants is going to be to fight side by side with that A truck and allow this 98 to start to sneak away. It looks like Blair Holloman. Oh, now we've got a pass here for 4th as we stop talking about Blair. It does look like Alex Gates making a move on this 12 truck, saving his tires. Russ, now put this driver up and fighting for 4th position.
We said it all race long. Alex has had these races where he's come from the back of the field to the front, and he's been fighting for wins. Finally got that monkey off his back last week at Eldora. He's looking to put himself into a fight for a win here at Texas and go back to back.
Still a lot of laps left. Now a crossover move maybe by Brandon, not having the run to be able to do that. He's going to have to sit back in line and allow this 77 to pass, but don't look now. This fight is not over. Nose to tail, the 98, the 43 Home Depot to this Road Ranger truck. And these two drivers are just matching their laps, lap by lap. Now with 11 laps to go, they're going to come to 10 to go. Alex is going to have to find a way around Andrew. He might have to move him, Russ. There are no friends. There are no siblings. There are no relatives here when you're talking about racing for a championship and picking up that so important win here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Absolutely, I agree with that. You know, when it comes to the playoffs, there's no friends, there's no teammates, there's no family. You're battling for a win. You're battling to advance to the next round. Yeah, Alex, I would be really surprised. I mean, these guys are known for being clean drivers, but man, I wouldn't be surprised if he did end up having to give them the chrome bumper there a little bit at the end of this thing.
You might have to move Andrew for that win. We're going to see if Alex wants to do that or he does not. He is trying to find every single line that he can find to be able to scratch and claw a half a tenth faster than what Andrew in that 98 truck is able. He is so good. Alex is so good in 3 and 4. He is searching in 1 and 2. I would assume this setup really needs to be staying close in 1 and 2, not falling back and continuing to try that outside line, but staying that close and trying to get that run off of 3 and 4. It just looks like Alex is just so much better on turn in right now.
Yeah, I think he's setting him. I think Alex is getting ready to set Andrew up here because it looks like he is definitely faster in 3 and 4. And you saw him go into 1 and 2 just a little bit more shallow there. was able to get just a little bit of the nose on the inside of Andrew. So I think he's setting him up. I feel like the 43's got a faster truck at this point. He's just waiting for his spot to take this lead.
Yeah, it does look like maybe Alex needs to come in about a half a lane higher than this 98 truck in 1 and 2 and try to get that run. If he can get that run down this backstretch, he's so much better than Andrew in 3 and 4 that he can make that pass. But it doesn't look like Andrew wants that to happen, as now we're going to come to this 6 to go. This is still a race for your win. 2 playoff drivers, Alex and Andrew Tefft, battling this thing out here at Racers Elite Network. What else could you want here tonight, Russ?
Oh, it's great watching these brothers going at it, and it looks like we got a big battle in the back for third there too. We're paying so much attention to these 2 leaders that Sanfilippo's bringing himself back up here.
Yeah, something happened. I do believe that Curtis Ecker got into the wall and Alex had to slow down as well. That allowed Brandon to be able to snag that third place, as now Alex all over the back end of Curtis Ecker. 5 laps to go. I believe that is going to seal the deal for Brandon Sanfilippo. I think if he can stay and keep himself right there, we're going to be talking to him as a third place driver. But this drive right here, this race, this is not going to end. 4 laps to go. Alex still trying that outside move here at 1, and I just feel like, Russ, we're going to have to try something different because Andrew fighting Alex off in a fantastic fashion. I'm just not sure if that pass is there in the way that he's trying to create it there in 1 and 2.
Yeah, and Alex or Andrew is so smooth and methodical with his line. Once he gets himself into a groove and into a line, he doesn't deviate from that very often. So if Alex is going to get this done, it looks like he's going to have to get it done on the inside, but he's going to have to figure out a way to get that nose inside of Andrew before they get into the apex of the corner in order to try to pull this thing off.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's going to be able to do that, as it looks like this is a repetition of one lap after the other, as that truck of Alex Tefft may be just kind of stuck in a groove that he just cannot drive it out of it. But you can see, you'll watch Andrew really take that high, and now he's going to go just a little bit wider as we talked about that. But Alex is choosing to stay against that wall in the tri-oval. I just not sure if he's going to be able to get this thing done. 2 laps to go.
Alex had a faster truck there for a lot of those laps, and he may have burned his stuff up just a little bit, but man, yeah, he definitely had the faster truck. But Andrew, running his smooth line, was able to not allow Alex to get a good run on him, as we're now on the white flag.
Yeah, so here you go, folks. 98 truck playing a strategy a little bit earlier, finding his way back up here, taking this opportunity to win this race. We are looking at this thing now as Alex is going to be able to back off just a little bit. Andrew Tefft in this 98 Ford truck able to get this win, the very first of this chase race here. 4 races to go, 3 now, as Andrew is going to put this win in the books. This is going to be your driver to beat, as he now makes a statement and gets this win. Alex Tefft finishing second, Brandon in third. My goodness, I got to take a little breath, as this was just an amazing race here toward the end, and now it looks like Brandon going to touch Andrew just a little bit and get him in the wall.
I think that was a little bit of a congratulatory bump that went awry.
There you can see checkered flag, folks. All of those drivers highlighted in red are your chase drivers. Andrew Tefft picking up this win, not only this win, but multiple wins this season here in the trucks, as he is going to win tonight, Texas Motor Speedway. Fantastic race between him and Alex to the very end. Brandon coming in third. Just a great job. John in the chat saying, let's go 12. Listen, John, he did a fantastic job. Was one of the quicker trucks there on that second green flag stint. Just being caught by that caution put him a little bit behind where he had to fight his way back. And man, you can never be mad at a podium.
Oh, absolutely not. He was up there. He led quite a few laps. He put a good distance between himself and Blair Holloman there a little earlier on, and yeah, had to fight his way back up, and then he fell back a couple of spots again, then worked his way right back up, take a podium spot in the opening race of the playoffs. Absolutely nothing to be mad about.
Absolutely not. You said it fantastic, and I appreciate that, Russ. So let's go down this finishing position here. Andrew Teft, Alex Teft coming in second, Brandon Sanfilippo in third, Curtis Ecker in fourth, Alex Gates in fifth, Truth in sixth, Trevor seventh, Kirby Wainscott in eighth, Paul in ninth, Troy Thomas rounding out your top 10.
Sean Dunaway able to bring it home in P11, and then Blair and somehow had some troubles early or later on in that race. Brought it home in P12. He had a fast truck all day. Brandon Honeycutt had a rough one again. Bringing it home in P13. Philip Archibald, we saw him out front for quite a while in this race. Must have had a really rough end, finished in P14. And Roland Lloyd and Rob Yost rounding out the field in 15th and 16th here tonight.
So there is your finishing lineup here for your round one here at Texas Motor Speedway. Tuesday night in the trucks here at Racers Elite Network. We certainly appreciate everyone tuning in as we are now going to see if we can back this thing up just a little bit. We're going to try to hide that, and we're going to see if we can grab these drivers up, see if they're going to be in the waiting room. I don't see anyone in the waiting room just yet, but what we're going to do, we're going to go to Brandon, back this thing up a couple of laps here. This driver was such a fantastic drive tonight, man. I got to tell you, it looked like he was the truck to beat early on. Not able to get it done, but my goodness, you can never be mad at a top 3 finish. I'm going to see if I can pull him up now. Brandon, this is John and Russ in the booth. You got a copy? All right, looks like we do not have Brandon. Brandon, John and Russ in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. Hey, guys.
All right, man. We moved you up a little bit early. I apologize about that, but man, looked like on that second stint, that second green flag stint, was able to track Blair down, get that passed on. Looked like you were about a tenth and a half faster every lap than Blair on that back end run. Late caution, running about fifth. It looked like maybe Curtis and the 77 of Gates got into a little bit of trouble. You were able to sneak by and get third. Fantastic drive here as a podium finisher. Walk me through your night.
Yeah, it just felt like I was having a battle the whole night. Poor qualifying by me, not as much as I wanted to, place-wise, but battled up there, got up to the front. In Texas, it's all about 1 and 2. It's really it's a one-turn track. So I thought I was really straightening out that turn, hitting that white line in the apex, a little bit better than Blair. I think that's what was saving me some tire in the end to be able to pass him. And I was feeling really good, and that caution was the worst possible time because I just pitted a lap or two. So it put me a lap down, and it gave me the lucky dog, but I had to start at the tail end. So fighting that dirty air in cars, it took it all out. But hey, with all that, I'm happy to walk away with a P3 after that. But I love Texas. It's just it's a sophisticated track. It really is, just trying to keep that tire wear down on 1 and 2. So it was a lot of fun.
Well, you showed a lot of strength all the way throughout this race, able to battle back, getting that lucky dog, coming back through the field, finishing third. You led some laps. You get a podium finish here. Three races left to go here in this chase. This was the first night for a chase. And listen, I can guarantee you, if you come in and you say, man, if I can get a podium position or be in the fight for a podium, I'll take that. And you certainly did that tonight. Fantastic run. And we will turn it over to you here, Brandon, and let you give your shout outs.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You guys for putting on a great show every week. It's just spectacular. Love listening to it. All the racers out there tonight, real fun race. Andrew for putting on the league, everything he does, and all my family and friends who are watching, and Driving Extreme, all my teammates, makes it a lot more fun.
Well, I can tell you, John was in the chat rooting you on, Brandon. So at the very least,
Nice.
you got one person in there cheering you on. We certainly appreciate it. Great job. Really looking forward to seeing what you're going to do in these next 3 races, and congratulations here on a 3rd place finish.
All right, appreciate it, guys. See
Thanks,
ya.
Brandon. All right, we're going to move Brandon down there to the waiting room. Now we're going to pop over to Alex Teft, and I'm going to drag him up here, Russ, and let you handle that. So, Alex, this is John and Russ in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you. Hey, man. You and your brother put on a heck of a battle there at the end of this race. You had us up here all excited, and we were watching. It looked like you had the faster truck there towards the end, but it just seemed like once you stuck your nose out to try to make a pass or try to make something happen, it kind of just looked like you died off. Was it like a did it feel like it was like a dirty air issue coming off of Andrew's truck, or was it just something else that kept holding you back from being able to make a run on him?
For the most part of that run, I was kind of staying behind him on purpose, just trying to, manage the tires. Fuel was questionable-ish for a little bit, so I was just trying to, use that draft, save a little. There were a few times where, I had a run that I could have taken, and I didn't. Just, didn't want to do it too early and stuff like that. But yeah, by the end there, tires were just too used up, and then that's when the dirty air actually came into play. He was doing that big sweeping arc into the corners, and he would come across my nose, and I would just get tight and couldn't get the run off the corners.
Yeah, that's what we were kind of saying. Was it looked like maybe in the later end of that run there, it looked like that maybe a little bit of tire wear, dirty air. Just he kind of stretched it out just a little bit there at the end, but opening race of the playoffs, a P2 podium finish, great points day. How are you feeling with these playoffs moving forward for these next 3 races?
Just gonna try to do my best to stay up front. Um, I typically don't qualify well, so getting breaks like tonight, staying out and getting a caution like that always helps. And because for the most part, once I gain a position, I'm pretty good at maintaining it. I'm usually a long run vehicle for the most part, and I make it tough for people to get by me late in the runs.
Yeah, you sure did. I mean, you had a heck of a battle there with you had like the I think it was the top 5 were all you could throw you guys all under a blanket, and really nobody was able to make a move. But hey, like I said again, second place finish in the first race of the playoffs. Not much you can complain about with that. It's a great points day. So all that being said, we'll go ahead and turn it over to you and let you give your shout outs.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you guys at the Races Elite Network for putting on these broadcasts for us, and thank League itself, Races Elite. Thank the viewers and my friends that watch all the time, and my fiance.
You got it, Alex. Well, listen, man, fantastic job. I'll tell you, just here in the booth, Russ did a fantastic job with that interview. But I got to tell you, we are starting to warm up to the opportunity for you. Listen, if you can sniff the front within 20 laps, you are a hard man to beat, and you showed that again tonight, given everything you had there to the back end of that 98 truck. So fantastic job, great job for a P2, and we'll let you get back down and celebrate with your teammates. So there you go, Alex Teft there as your second place driver. Let's see if we can pull up your one and only winner here. Race 1 of season 6, Texas Motor Speedway here in the trucks. Let's see if we can pull him up. Andrew, this is John and Russ in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, listen, I'll tell you, Andrew, you guys, you make it very interesting for us here in the booth because we saw you come in top off a little bit earlier in that very first run and that first caution. Want to get to that and what your strategy was there. But, man, at the end of that, there's a lot of times that you win races and you're out by a couple of seconds and you never really want to battle. But, man, when you're done battling, you come out on top and still get that win like you did there with that 43 truck. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, kind of surprised myself tonight. This isn't usually my best track, so that's why I did what you were talking about earlier. I'm a big believer of, when you're off, just trying something different, and sometimes it pays off. And turns out that 1 extra lap of fuel allowed me to stay out that 1 lap longer when that yellow came out, and it handed me the lead, and I just had to run away from there. But Yeah, I kind of struggle with the tire management here a little bit. I'm usually good at that at most places, so I was a little worried that I'd get tight at the end and Alex would be able to get me, but kind of felt like a sitting duck up there. But it fortunately it was kind of hard to pass tonight, and was able to just kind of keep him at bay.
Well, I can tell you, it looked like you were taking a great line, especially in a 1 and 2. I felt like Alex was better than you there in 3 and 4, but you were able to fend him off in 1 and 2. And I thought that run from Alex was going to have to come on the exit of 2, because if it didn't, I don't think he was going to be able to get you. And he wasn't able to make that happen. You kept him in dirty air for that last run. Just a fantastic job being able to maneuver this truck around and keep that driver behind you. So Andrew, again, man, this has got to feel good. The first win here, season 6 in the trucks in the playoffs. Only 3 of these things to go. So such a short playoff, man. This is a great win for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. I've had a lot of success in other ways, but I'm 0 for 15 on these championships. So I would definitely like to have one of these weekday ones, and maybe I can finally do it this time, but there's still a lot of work to do.
Well, I will tell you, you come in with a ton of momentum, winning a couple of those short tracks. Now you have shown really on these 1.5 miles, you can get that thing done too. So you are the driver to beat as we look forward to the next 3 races. So congratulations. Great win tonight. Man, that's got to feel great. A really good battle there with Alex. That's got to feel great too. And we'll turn it over to you, man, and let you give your shout outs.
Yeah, congrats to my team. They all had pretty good runs tonight, and want to thank Alex for racing me clean there, obviously. Want to thank you guys for putting on the show over at Racers Elite. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And want to thank our servicemen and women, my family, my friends, everybody that tuned in to watch, showed up to race. And if you want to check us out, head on over to racerselite.com. You can find all kinds of info there. Schedules, standings. We had a brand new SRX series that just started up last Saturday that people can still join. And we've got actually a full-length race coming up this Sunday at Las Vegas. I think our friend John's going to be in that one.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best to make it, but I can tell you, if you want to race every single night, this league has something going on. So make sure that you reach out to Andrew. You can see him all the time on Facebook there. You can see us on our Facebook page, so just reach out and find something. Andrew, fantastic win tonight. Great job really putting your rubber stamp here on this truck series so far for season 6, man. Can't congratulate you enough. Just a fantastic win tonight.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so there you go. There is your winner, Andrew Tefft, getting this thing done. And I've got to tell you, I'm just super impressed here, Russ, with how he was able to maneuver himself through the field. What a great race there at the end with him and Alex.
Yeah, he said it best. That extra pit stop allowed him that one extra lap that he was able to put out there when that caution came out, put him right in the catbird seat for a front row restart on that last restart, and he took off and he never looked back. So I can tell you one thing: if the finish of this race is any indication of how these last 3 of this playoffs are going to go, and I am super excited to see how the rest of the season plays out, how this championship plays out, because that was one exciting finish between Andrew and Alex here.
Yeah, that was fantastically said, and I completely agree with you. If you're not tuning in for these last 3 races, maybe, I don't know what's going on, but you have got to be invested in what's going to happen. You've got last year's champion, Blair Holloman, having a tough night. You've got your multi-win in this season truck driver, Brandon Honeycutt, having a tough night. You've got your multi-win leader of Andrew Tefft now is going to take the points lead coming in. Brother Alex Tefft right behind him in second. I mean, there are so many dramatic points to this championship. Man, you've got to be able to look forward to that. So we will be back with you next Tuesday. We're going to be with you here on Racers Elite Network tomorrow as we're going to do the same thing here in the Xfinity. Russ, you and I in the booth, we're going to be talking about the very first race of the Xfinity series as well.
Yeah, playoffs for them too. So these guys better show up and show out, because these truck drivers certainly set the bar high for the first race of the playoffs tonight.
So there you've got it. That is Russ Martin. This is John Ross in the booth. We're going to say good night to you. Make sure that you tune in the same Racers Elite Network tomorrow night, exact same time, as we will be bringing you the Xfinity Series as we're going to start the playoffs there.